Flight boss, bitch, you know, for sure. You're now listening to the Mind of an Antares Moon. I'm the Archangel Uriel, and I'm here to carry out God duties and motherfucking responsibilities. And right now, I want to talk about the elements. I want to talk about the elements because people have misconceptions on the elements and not know how to fully digest them. Now, I'm gonna bring it into terms that everyone can understand. So I'm gonna talk about the elements as if they was people, just like you and me. You know what I'm saying? So we can get a better understanding. Well, I'm not actually a person, but for the sake of conversation, we're gonna actually break down these elements like as they was people. Now, first of all, let's get this Western thing out the way first. Now, it's a concept out here. Now, I want to thrash this concept. Now, it's a concept out here as in Western astrology that the Yang elements is air and fire, and the Yin elements is earth and water. I don't want no astrologer. I don't want nobody to use that again. No, y'all not ready. Don't ever use that again. That's not right. That's wrong. That's actually wrong. You know what I'm saying? And I can make it make sense on a low density, but to a certain degree it still won't make sense. That's not right. Now, from a Western, if you're a beginner in astrology and you're going from a Western point of view, this is the actual way to look at the elements. From a Yang perspective, Yang has to be fire and earth. You can't see air in this density. So it's not Yang. Yang is only something you can see. The light was physically on the outside appearance of something. That's Yang. So Yang is earth, fire. Here's why. Fire, the temperament of it is hot. The density of it is dry. To get something dry, it needs the temperament, which is heat, right? So that gets something to be dry. So this is why you can see the earth, and this is why you can see fire. Now, that's Yang in Western. Now, the Yin in Western is air and water, because you can't see air and you really can't see water. You can just feel water. Water takes the color of whatever is around. It takes the shape of whatever is around. So technically, you don't even really know if water there or not unless you touch it. And when you touch it, you only know it's there due to the temperament of it. So water is an illusion. That lets you know that time itself is a fluid. So fluid is something that we go in and create realities around. This is why the moon is one of the most important things here. This is why your moon sign is one of the most important things here. This is why it's tied to the soul. This is why it's tied to emotions. When someone hurt your motherfucking feelings or hurt you, what happens? You motherfucking cry. You tear up, right? Why the fuck you think that? Because it's a form of fluid. And if it's attached to your feelings, we know feelings is a form of fluid. We know time is fluid. We know your soul is fluid. We know your moon sign. We know the fucking moon up there is fucking fluid. So quit acting like a dumbass and get with the shit. Now, when we talk about the Yin elements in Western astrology, it's actually water and air. Now, look, water is wet, right? Water is wet. Right? Air is cold. Cold. Now, air could be hot, but in general, when you're in the wintertime, air is cold. Air is going to take the temperament of the surroundings. You see what I'm saying? So what happens here is Yin is wet, cold. Yang is hot, dry. Hot is fire. Dry is earth. Wet is water. Air is cold. The temperature outside. See what I'm saying? So off the bat, I don't want nobody else using yin and yang. The fucking yang elements is air and fire, because then that don't make sense. And look, they trying to make everybody gay, because if they telling you that air and fire is yang and water and earth is yin, but in astrology when we talk about sextiles and we talk about who's supposed to go with each other, fire and air go together and earth and air go together, then that's like yin going with yin and yang going with yang, and it makes no motherfucking sense. And reason why it is so compatible, because it's too fucking compatible. It's two of the same fucking sides. No, get the fuck off of that. When we talk about male and female as opposites, we have to talk about fire, water, air, earth. You know what I'm saying? We have to talk about air, water. You know what I'm saying? Earth, fire. You know what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? So that's the truth. Yeah, anytime you have two opposites, it's going to cause friction. But that causes creation of something else. So anytime it's something too easy, it gets procrastinating. It gets lazy. It don't go to the full maximum potential where it's supposed to go. That's why a lot of y'all fuck relationships. It's like that. See what I'm saying? Shit real out here. Shit real out here. Now, we want to talk about. Now that's just me eradicating and me bringing some examples, eradicating the Western Hemisphere. Now we're gonna rise a little higher to an Archangel Uriel perspective, to an Archangel's perspective, and I am the Archangel Uriel. So when we go to a higher density and go to this perspective, we have to talk about it when you can't see it. Fire don't even look like fire. In the realm I'm coming. Look, this is a low ass density. That's why fire even look like that. That's why water even look like that. That's why air even feel like that. That's why earth even feel like that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's in this density. Now where I'm from, we gotta rise up a little higher. Now what happens here is the right brain, period, is fire, water. That's the feelings. The left brain, period, is air and water. I mean air and earth, period. Now this before it gets to temperament, this before it gets to what's hot and what's wet. See, this before it gets to what's dry and what's cold. See, that's density. That's Western. Now we raising up. Now we're getting on a spiritual level a little bit. Now we're getting a little higher up in density now. You know what I'm saying? To the point that the elements don't even look. These elements, like fire, look more like electricity in this realm. You know what I'm saying? Water looks more like a mist. You know what I'm saying? Air looks more like a gas, like a heavy gas or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Earth look more like a shape in general, not just something you can walk up and touch, like a shape. You know what I'm saying? Like a form moving into another form that you can see from the first three elements, which is the water, fire, and the air. You see what I'm saying? It looks more like that. You know what I'm saying? It's different. You know what I'm saying? It's not the same like down here. You know what I'm saying? So when we talk about it in this perspective, you know what I'm saying? Water and fire is tied more to the spirit aspect. Earth and air is tied more to the intuition and thought aspect, like the idea aspect. So for an example, earth and air, left brain. Now left brain is logical, rational. So when we want to talk about a higher density in a person's spirit, when they're dealing with these elements in their natal chart, a person who has a lot of earth or a lot of air, they're going to think a lot. Now they think in two different ways. The air is going to think on a communicative level. Like they're going to want to think and communicate their thoughts. Now, the earth is going to want to think and conceal their thoughts. So when you conceal it, you're practicalizing. You're coming to a conclusion. You're making common sense. You're planning things around it. When you're expressing your thoughts, you want to communicate it with others. You want to see where you was wrong at by communicating it, by putting it out in the universe, by relating to things. So you see the dynamic with the left brain? You have an inside left brain and you have an outside left brain. So you have a yang left brain and a yin left brain. So your yin left brain gonna be the earth, and your yang left brain is gonna be the air. So I'm gonna break down why in Western astrology, why they even say fire and air is left brain. I'm gonna break that down, but it makes no sense. But this is where it just come from. You know what I'm saying? You have to add too much shit and density to it for it to come to that conclusion. And I'm trying to extract. I'm trying to deduct, the art of deduction. So check, so we can all come to a better conclusion with my videos. You know what I'm saying? But when we talk about now the as far as the left brain, the yang left brain is gonna be the yang. It's going to be the air. That's the yang left. That's the yang left brain. Now the yin left brain is going to be the earth. So the earth goes within. The earth fills up whatever it's in. You know what I'm saying? So if it's a cup, something has to fill it up. So whether you got candy in that cup, in that bowl, or whatever, that's earth. You know what I'm saying? It fills in. You know what I'm saying? Now, and then air is on the outside appearance. So if you're in a bubble, you're like in a air bubble. The things that's in it will be the things that's filling in. So earth goes within what they're thinking, and air goes without what they're thinking. So this is why air is the thinking and the communication, and this is why earth is the thinking and the practicality, which is the common sense. You know what I'm saying? Your senses come from what? See, sight, taste, touch, smell, hear. You know what I'm saying? All shit that you got to take in. See what I'm saying? When you see, you take in light. When you hear, you take in sound. When you taste, you take in food. When you smell, you take in smells. You know what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Now, when you communicate, and when you think and communicate, you bounce ideas off others. You bounce ideas off things. You know what I'm saying? Off outer things. Now, when we talk about the right brain, now, in general, the left brain, like I said, you go within. These are still things that you can see. When a person is hard within inside, what do you say? That person is a brick. You can't move that person. That person too hard. That person too hardcore. So it's something you see on the outside. It's a rock that you can't move. You know what I'm saying? So in general, all left brain is something you're going to see on the outside. This is why people see a lot of earth signs and say this person is conservative, this person is reserved, this person is practical, this person is detailed. Air signs is on the outside. Oh, this person is communicative. That's something you can see. Oh, this person look like they're thinking. This person always analyzing. This person always talking. Something you can see on the outside. Left brain. Now, let's go on the right brain. Inside things in general. Fire, inspiration, the filler and the seer. Water, the fire, the inspiration and intuition. Water, the psychic and the connectiveness, but it's the filler and the emotions. So now you have the two fillers. You have what you can't see in the inside, period. You know what I'm saying? When you get a passion about something, no one knows you has a passion unless you express it. When someone knows you're creative or you feel a certain way about something, no one knows it until what? You express it. So right here, this will automatically makes fire and water right brain. Now, they're both same way how earth and air was thinking, just in two different ways. Earth thinking and practicality. So it goes within, and air is thinking and communication, what goes without. Then we have to do the same thing and vice versa when it comes to the right brain. Now the right brain, you have the two fillers. You have the filler and the seer, which is fire, and you have the seer and the emotions, which is the water. Now, the fire is going to be the yang version of the yin. The yang version of the right brain. The water is going to be the yin version of the right brain. You know what I'm saying? So what happens here is, and if you mix them up, that's how y'all can get the hot and cold and wet and all that. When y'all, how I'm doing it. You know what I'm saying? But look, right here, now we have the filler and the seer, which is the fire, the filler and the emotions, which is the water. So which one goes without and which one goes within? Let's see it. Now, if a person is the fire, if fire is seeing and the filling, then this person want to see the way they feel. So if they're seeing the way they feel, then actually it's like they're taking the light and putting it into a place that they can't see. So whatever you seen in the light, you give that art, you give that artistry to what you can't see. So however you feel, now you start to give it a look. You start to give it a sight, an insight. You're enlightened. So that's a vision. That's what a vision is. So if you have a vision, people who have visions want others to see their visions. And if it's fire, what is fire? Fire is something that's bright. It's enlightened. It can see, but it's spirit. But that's before it gets to this reality. In the realm I'm talking about, it's a vision. So obviously, if other people have to see a vision, that's something you see on the outside. So these people know how to take what's on the inside and bring it into the outside, which is the definition of inspiration. Something that's in and it can inspire others. So it can make others feel like they can go within and bring out whatever they had whatever they had within that they didn't feel comfortable bringing out. This is why fire signs is good at inspiring people. You see what I'm saying? So right here, when we talk about which one, what filler is going within and which one is going without, automatically that makes the fire go without. So this is the filler that goes out because it expressed the way it feels. It wants other people to see the way it feels because it has a vision, because it sees the way it feels. It sees other people the way it feels. Now, the water is the feeling and the emotions. So everybody feel a certain type of way, but no one know what emotional box you putting it in. Is that a good emotion, a bad emotion, a negative emotion, a hero emotion, a helpful emotion, a loving emotion, a hatred emotion? You know what I'm saying? You just gonna feel whatever you feeling. Don't have a box around it yet. Like someone could bump into you right now. You're gonna feel that bump. So that's feeling in general. You feel everything. You know what I'm saying? You feel your surroundings. The box you put it in is the emotion. See, that's the thin line between the feelings and the emotions. Feelings is Venus. Emotions is the moon. So what you're emotionally aware about, how you emotionally put things in a box, how you emotionally construct yourself, that's going to be the moon. How you feel. You could just touch something and feel it. You know what I'm saying? That's Venus. That's why Venus deals with pleasures. But how you feel inside, what sparks your feelings inside, also has to deal with Venus also. But it's the feelings. You see what I'm saying? So whatever emotional box you put in it, that's what water signs do in general. They like to put their feelings in emotional awarenesses. So right here, that automatically goes inside. So this is the inside feeling. So fire is the outside, which you can see how someone feel, and the water is the inside feeling. These people could be manipulative. You may not never know how they feel until they turn up on your ass. You know what I'm saying? They could be secretly plotting on you, but be acting like your best friend the whole time. You see what I'm saying? Because they know how to emotionally do that. So the water goes within and the fire goes without. And that's on the yin, the right side. You know what I'm saying? That's the right side of the body. So, for an example, your right side of your brain always going to control the left side of things. This is why in general lefties or not lefties, but people in general, left side of their body is going to be a little weaker than the right side of their body. Here's why. Because in general, we're trying to make men the Pacific thing in this race. We're trying to make yang the Pacific thing in this race. We're trying to make light the Pacific thing in this human race. And we're diluting the right side. We're diluting the woman. We're diluting the feelings and emotions. We're diluting the right brain with each and every generation. We're getting more and more logical and rational and more emotionally unstable and unaware of the feelings, to the point that it's gonna create a lump-sided Earth. This is why Earth is on an axis in general. Y'all may not believe it. Y'all may be watching science channels all day and just be like, well, the Earth on the axis. But I'm telling you the actual goddamn reason why the sun is on an axis. Because the Earth the whole world as a collective and the universe as a collective in general is geared towards shifting energies into one area more than the other area. So it's gonna play out that the axis is more leaning towards whatever energy that the people are collecting themselves towards. And if it's male, positive, yang, then that's where the axis is going to roll to. You know, to the point that y'all going to be flipped on the side. Y'all all going to fall off Earth. You know what I'm saying? If y'all keep acting goddamn stupid. But I'm going to tell you like this. This is why the left side of the body is weaker than the right side of the body. Because people are calcifying their third eye and calcifying their right brain, and this society we in is more in your benefit to act more left brain than right brain. This is why you even got a lot more women running the household than the men. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot more women getting up, going to work, and a lot more men sitting home taking care of the kids and this, that, and the third. It's like this whole thing is being flipped. You see what I'm saying? So now when we want to talk about as far as the right and left brain, now now for people who are left-handed, people who are lefties, now these people are going to have a little bit more of an emotional or feeling report than others. I don't care if a person have all left brain planets. If a person was born left-handed or left side, they're going to be a little bit more in tune with their right side of their mind than their left side of their brain, because it's just by nature, by them only being able to write with their left side, by them having better eyesight out of their left eye, by them having a better foot when they start with their left. That creates auras and that creates circumstances of the right brain being a little bit more active than the left brain. So a lot of these people, maybe even if they have a lot of left brain planets in signs, a lot of these people may still come across irrational, or they may still come across not logical and diving too much into the emotions, you know what I'm saying? Now, and that's for people who are lefties, you know what I'm saying? And they was born with a gift. So these people, it's important for you to really combinate your left and right brain, because in this way you're gonna have a little advantage over others. You know what I'm saying? Now, you know, and yeah, you do everything with your right hand. People write. They teach you in school how to write from a right perspective. Time is linear, going to the right. When you write on a piece of paper, is going to the right. When you text messaging people, is going to the right. When you everything is going to the right, because the left side of your brain controls the right side of your body. So in society, see how everything is going to the right, linear and all this, you know what I'm saying? You see how it's trying to steer? That does something metaphysically. You know what I'm saying? That does something metaphysically that you need to understand. You know what I'm saying? So from a point of view, when everything is to the right, it's so to the point that time look linear, to the point that you start to not even understand if you're doing the right thing inside, because what's on the outside. For an example, right? You could be a person with a lot of money, right? Now, you may not even have the feeling to help somebody out. So, because you feel like that's not a right thing to do. You feel like that's not the right thing to do inside, because on the outside, the right thing to do is to not help this person because it's their fault that they're in that situation. So the right thing to do is to teach that person how to drink, other than to give that person a bucket. You know what I'm saying? You could teach them how to get a bucket and get some water, other than just giving them a bucket with water in it. See, now you think that's the right thing to do, which in general, it can appear to be. I may be using the wrong analogy right now, but for the sake of conversation, you thinking that's the right thing to do because it's on the outside. But in the inside, you know that was wrong. You was like, man, I probably should have just helped that person. I don't know why that person in that situation, but I shouldn't treat that person like that. That person ain't human. But see, we in a society now that everything is so right, so left brain, that when people look into the right, time is linear. To the point that people, when they feel like it's time to do the right thing, they're not even looking from it from a yin direction, which is righteous. They're looking at it from a yang perspective, which oh, this is the right thing to do right now. Because you see you get what I'm trying to say? Everything is linear to the left brain, to the point that you're becoming linear species, to the point that you're going to create realm of realities for yourself that you're not going to be able to come back. You're not going to be able to do a birth, life, death cycle. You're only going to be able to do a birth, life, and death, and that's it. And if y'all don't create nothing after that, y'all lineage is not going to come back around, because it's lineage. So y'all going to a path of nowhere, and you're just going to go to a path of nothing, and you're going to be so separate. It's nothing. So after death, yeah, you right. Y'all keep talking that shit. It is only one life. You only live once. Y'all creating that shit. You goddamn right. You is only gonna live fucking once. Y'all, that's the path y'all fucking going with this linear shit and everything going to the right. You see what I'm saying? Which, if you understand the way things, and you blend your left and right brain, you understand that things ain't just straight to the right and straight ahead lineage. Things has a curve. See, this is why the left brain is square. This is why the right brain is circle. This is why the right brain is female. This is why the left brain is male. This is why the square is positive, male. This is why the circle, the sphere is negative, female. You know what I'm saying? This is why the female have the womb, the space, the circle. This is why the male have the phallus, the thing, the square, the something to go into something. You see what I'm saying? This is why the square look like what it looks like on the outside. This is why a circle looks like what it looks like on the inside. This is why men is square heads, act like squares. This is why women have curves. You see what the fuck I'm saying? This is real shit. But you won't understand it if you ain't consciously, subconsciously, and unconsciously aware of yourself and your goddamn surroundings. You know what I'm saying? You talking to the Archangel Uriel right now. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of fears and realities that's not on this earth that I need to put down here. And I'm carrying out God's duties and motherfucking obligations and responsibilities. And regardless of how I look and how I come and what type of words I'm using, if those programs that you can't get past in order to understand what's actually going on,